close, personal friend of mine. Make some noise for Cynthia Marshall!
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? Woo! I'm Cynthia. Recently, I lost some weight. I lost 50 pounds. Everybody knows there are lots of benefits to losing weight, right? I mean, we all know that. But I'm discovering some of the downsides to weight loss, like, you know, for instance, how it looks like I have a Shar-Pei sleeping on my stomach now. Yeah. And you know how fat women are kind of invisible to men? And then you start to lose a little bit of weight, and suddenly I started becoming, well, not visible to all men. I'm not talking about, you know, your top-tier Brad Pitt types, because I mean, let's face it, never have been, never will be visible to them, and that's fine, that's fine. I don't want to fight for counter space in the bathroom with a man who has more hair care products than I do. And I'm not talking about your very bottom tier, you know, the guys who are unemployed or in prison or want you to co-sign. Yeah, because we're never invisible to them, are we? Yeah, I'm talking about the second from the bottom tier. Yeah. And I realized this when the old guy who works at my Speedway, you know, the one with the tooth? Yeah. Instead of just sort of grunting as he tosses my change to me, he wants to chat. Yeah, glad to be back on that radar. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and people had always been telling me, she's so pretty, why don't you put her in a pageant? So I figure, hey, I can bedazzle a dress. She can win a $50 savings bond, what the hell? But the pageant thing is a little weird. Like, a lot of the pageant moms are single, and that's fine, but some of them seem a little overly anxious to meet a man. At a pageant, the only man there that you're going to meet is the host, and he likes his women to be little boys. Yeah, they make the little girls wear false teeth. Yeah, they're called flippers. So you've got all these little girls who, when they smile, kind of look like Mr. Ed. That's weird. And I just felt terrible for the siblings of these little girls in the pageants, because, you know, I'd hear the moms saying, no, Timmy, no, you know we can't afford that. We're saving for Chantal's new flipper. He just wanted some fries to go with his burger, lady. So I just asked her, you know, why do you spend all this effort on the pageant thing? Is it the savings bond? Is that? She said, no, Chantal just loves to compete, or else. Yeah, because it's every 5-year-old's dream to look like a middle-aged midget in drag. In a savings bond, let's give these girls something they can really use, like a case of Aquanet, or the number for a good therapist, or a preemptive prescription for Valtrex, you know? Yeah. So, wish us luck next weekend. My daughter is competing for the title of Little Miss Whore in a Hoop Skirt. $50 savings bond on the line. Yeah. Also this summer, I went to a NASCAR race with some guy friends of mine. There was a truck driver, and you know, he's there because he hates the driving, and there's a mechanic there because, you know, he appreciates the fine machinery, and a conspiracy theorist because he is going to get to the bottom of this NASCAR shit. We knew that his conspiracy theory thing had crossed the line from hobby to really more of a vocation when he started spending 40 hours a week, not working, but blogging about conspiracy theories and ending most conversations with, so I'm arming up. I was just there in that sort of Diane Fossey Gorillas in the Mist capacity, observing them in their natural environment. Yeah, and I like racing. So, we go to the race, right? Everybody's drinking, having a good time. The only open container violation you get at a race is if you do not have an open beer in your hand. Yeah, so there are about 100,000 people there, and all but about maybe 12 of them are Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans. All right. Yeah. If you're not familiar with the Dale Earnhardt Jr. phenomenon, he is race fans freaking Elvis, okay? They are rabid about this guy. They are like a mulleted Kiss Army meets Oprah's studio audience when she's giving shit away. Yep. knows that they love him. When he recently switched teams, he went from the car number 8 to the car number 88, in part to make it easier for everybody to update their number 8 tattoos. I wish that were a joke. All right. So, very exciting finish to the race right after this long winless streak. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the race. Everybody goes crazy, cheering and screaming, everybody except the conspiracy theorist. Why? Because when NASCAR's most popular driver wins, it is clearly part of a vast redneck conspiracy to keep my driver down, man. So, everybody's going crazy, cheering, while he's screaming, "You fucking cheated! Fucking cheater!" Now, granted, not all 100,000 Dale Jr. fans can hear him, only about the 400 who are seated, right in our section, and they've been drinking since Tuesday. So I was a little worried about getting caught in the crossfire, taking a skull can to the head, but I gotta give it to the race fans. I gotta give it to them. Everybody all together ignored his dumb ass. Shut him right up. So I look at the other guys, I'm like, why did we never do this? It would have saved us a lot of time, but the conspiracy theorist was still, he was a little sad, a little downtrodden, but, I knew everything was cool. When we got back to camp, he looks at me and says, "Give me a beer, I'm arming up." So, that was my race experience. Tonight, when I was driving to the club here, my next door neighbor was out mowing her lawn, again. Yeah, she's single, she has a lot of cats, she plays softball. Yeah, so what's with lesbians and yard work? Did she lose her spot as an LPGA groundskeeper and now she's making up for it at home? Mowing twice a day, 3 times on weekends, whether he needs it or not? Her yard looks like a Marine's head. It has a high and tight. Oh yes. Sometimes I find myself involuntarily saluting as I'm driving down the street. And this is in direct contrast to my own yard, which will be court-martialed for non-regulation. Of the lawns on my street, mine is the dirty hippie draft dodger. Yes. I'm Cynthia, you guys have been great. Thank you very much.